there is one other small concept on the least count which only JEE advanced people need to know. NEET as well as JEE Main need not bother about this. This is about negative least count. What is a negative least count? There was a problem which was given in JEE Advanced some years back. I'll now tell you. Now that problem is to do with the Vernier calipers, where they said that one MSD is equal to, let us say, 0.5 mm. Okay, that data is given. But then the least count data is much more interesting. It says that the 10 VSDs coincide with 11 MSDs. Now surprising, because generally what happens, 10 VSDs coincide with less number of MSDs, 9 MSDs. Therefore the least count will be a 0.1 mm. Whereas now this actually says it is 1 VSD is coincide with 11 MSD, which means 1 MSD is less than 1 VSD. Therefore this is going to bound to get negative least count as per our regular definition of least count. So then what do we do now from this? What we do is, therefore now 1 VSD is equal to 1.1 MSD. And therefore now, what is least count by your definition? 1 MSD minus 1 VSD, which is equal to 1 MSD minus 1.1 MSD, which is equal to minus 0.1 MSD, which is equal to minus 0.1 times its one division MSD equal to 0.5 mm. Therefore, it is 0.05 mm is the least count minus negative least count. Now, so then this not by itself is the end, because now the problem gives the actual data of measuring the length of some rod. Therefore, they say now when you are measuring the rod between the jaws, it is found that the zero of the Vernier scale is after 23rd main scale division, and therefore then what is the length of the rod? Now, luckily there is no zero error involved here. Otherwise, it will be even more complicated. Anyway, it doesn't matter, because JEE Advanced has given the negative least count itself is a kind of a great departure from the usual. Therefore, then what is the length, actual length? Therefore, now we just work out now routinely. If we just work it out, you get it as 23rd MSD means 23rd into 0.5 mm each equal to 0.5 mm equal to 11.5 mm is the main scale, plus then which is now coinciding. Okay, fine. Then they also give the data that the 7th VSD coincides with some MSD. Therefore, now what happens is, then what we usually do therefore is now 7th into least count. Now least count interestingly is minus 0.05. If you put it, then whatever answer you get is going to be wrong. Now I want you to now do like this. Therefore, now when they are given the 23rd MSD, that is 0 VS is after 23rd MSD, I want you to add 23rd plus one more MSD, which is equal to 24th MSD, and then do the same kind of a calculation. 24 into 0.5 equal to 12 mm, then plus your, what is that, 7 into minus 0.5, minus 0.05, which is equal to 12 mm minus 0.35 mm, which is equal to 11.65 mm is the actual length. Okay, and therefore now this is going to be the correct answer. If you do by this means of a regular mathematics, what you apply is you just simply take the 11.5, add to the 7 into minus point. Now this thing what you get is 11.15 mm. Why? Because this now become minus 0.35, 11.15 mm, which will be a wrong result. You do by means of this. You can actually now derive it yourself why the concept is that you have to add one reading extra to the MSDs given. Okay, that you can do yourself. There is a logic behind this. You can make out the logic yourself by means of trying, but then logic is not important for you to understand right now if you know the method here. In case JEE Advanced, or for that matter even JEE Main also can actually now try to give this kind of question, but I doubt it. JEE Main will not now complicate this much, whereas JEE Advanced had asked this kind of question once before. They can also make it another time also. Therefore, be careful about this. Much more important, even if the JEE Advanced you don't get this kind of question again. Now, many of the test series what you will be attending, if you are aiming for JEE Advanced, you will be actually giving a lot of tests. Therefore, now in some other tests you may come across this kind of questions, and then I don't want you to lose marks because you don't know this particular technique. Therefore, I just repeat what is the summary now. Add one more division to the main scale division what they are giving, and then simply do the usual method. Only thing is now least count is keep it as a negative value only and add the number of divisions of the Vernier scale matching into the least count, negative least count, add it to the what is already you have increased the main scale reading by 1 division. So then with this, I just now end this particular extra information only for JEE advanced people. As I said, don't bother if you are a NEET or JEE Main, you don't have to bother about this. Okay, thank you so very much.